My husband and I are in Norway on our 25th anniversary. We came across this German military installation that was built by slave labor over 70 years ago. In fact, the grandfather of a dear friend here was forced to work at gunpoint by those German soldiers. This installation is designed to catch you by surprise. We parked right next to a stairwell and we didn't even see it until we'd been exploring for quite some time. This place is so heavily camouflaged you never even know it existed if you weren't looking for it. These Nazi facilities are a perfect example of snares in the Bible. Across the fjord from where I'm standing is Ulsund. The Luftwaffe used the airport there as an airbase, making Ulsund strategically important. Anyone coming from England would likely be coming from this direction and pass this position and try and attack Ulsund. I am standing on a German observation emplacement. There was weaponry here, but the purpose was more to watch, wait, and set a trap for any unsuspecting attackers. A search of scriptures reveals multiple references to snares. The whole purpose of a snare or trap is to deceive the victim into thinking that there's no danger. There's a perfect picture of Jeremiah 5:26. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch men. The word snare or snares is used 83 times in the Bible. When the Bible uses a word that many times, God's trying to send us a signal. He wants us to be aware of the danger and avoid it. This is one reason that God speaks to us daily through prayer and Bible study, sermons from our pastor, counsel from our parents, and godly older believers. If we are living in the flesh, we are not likely to see the snares. Once we're saved and walking in the Spirit, we are still at risk to be entrapped by those snares if we are following after our flesh. Paul warns us about not living in the flesh in Romans 8:1. There is therefore no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. Then in verse 5, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. Finally, we read in verse 13, for if we live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. Proverbs 22:24 and 25 warn us about friendships. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go. Why shouldn't we be friends with an angry person? Well, the next verse tells us, lest thou learn his ways and get a snare to thy soul. This is why we've got to be careful who we choose to be our close friends. The devil uses the world and the flesh to ensnare us as he is constantly warring against us. For example, the devil never tempts us with alcohol by showing us a man laying in a gutter or a battered wife or victims of a crash at the hand of a drunk driver. Instead, we are led to believe that alcohol involves glamour, beautiful people, and fun times. Make no mistake, just because you're not tempted by alcohol does not mean that he doesn't have a snare ready and waiting just for you, because he does. Each of us has a snare in a specific area. You might not know what it is yet, but the devil will find it. Jesus not only warns us, but gives us a solution to the wiles of the devil and the snares of the fowler in Matthew 26:41, where it says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. We make our lives so complicated by struggling with and living in defeat. All we have to do is watch, be alert, and pray. In 1 Thessalonians 5, it tells us to pray without ceasing. This constant communication with the Father and being spiritually alert is the key to living a victorious Christian life. Let's start living victoriously today.